name is Oluwalabode and you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Dreams of the Heart TV. It's good to be here with you again today. So I have a special person here with me again, and he'll introduce himself.
Hello everyone, good to be here again. My name is David Olabode.
Okay, so last week we started last week I mentioned that we're going to be having a 2 to 3 weeks 2 to 3 weeks sessions of relationship talks. And today, last week actually, we started with before you plan your wedding, plan your marriage, and we started talking about that. And we gave you a few tips about how you need to plan your marriage before you plan your wedding. So today we're going to continue from there. We're going to mention a few more tips as well. So go along with us as we do that. So we just do a little recap. Last week we talked about study the person, study them. We talked about communication.
That's right.
We talked about know what you're getting into. So you want to make sure you know what you're getting into. We spoke about that last week. And we also said, are you and your fiancé or your fiancée on the same page? So have the same values. And if you want to know more about that, you can watch the video from last week. You'll be able to get more on that. So this week, we're going to continue from where we stopped last week. So I will let you start with this week's
Okay.
tips.
Good to be back again. It's important to, like we said, to plan your marriage even before the wedding proper. And so, we talk about all that. So an important point is being able to agree on some fundamentals. You need to be able to agree on some fundamentals. For example, you need to be able to agree on talk about your expectations, your career choice going forward, the number of children you're going to have. For example, now, we talked last week that she wanted 4, I wanted 2, but we ended up having 4. So, see how the woman wins. So, that was that. We talk about everything. We talk about, how we're going to raise our children, even before we started having children at all, after we even got married. We were having this discussion during our courtship, before we got married. And we decided that one person will be home. So we're not both working out of the house.
So we always have one person at home. We had to have a flexible lifestyle so that the children were always in the picture. We always thought about them in what we were doing.
Yeah, that was very important to us because we didn't want other people raising our children, not being able to instill the kind of values that we want them to grow up with into them. Because sometimes people go to work, both the couple work, husband and wife, and then they put the children in the children in daycare, and at the same time they make money to pay for the daycare instead of maybe one person should probably have stayed at home, and then they can live on one income for a while, or the other person can find something to do at home while also taking care of the child. So these are some of the things that you might want to talk about.
I was also going to put it, I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 single parents might be watching and they're thinking, oh, but what about me? I'm raising my children alone. So how do I bring this into perspective? If I'm the one raising my child alone, how do I work? Whereby I have to go to work, or I'm a working parent, how do I bring this along? And I was going to say that sometimes that's why we need a community. We're not meant to function alone. So we have people around us. It could be an auntie, it could be a friend that is there to us. It could be like a grandma in quotes that is there to us. It could be somebody that you can identify with. You can say, oh, you can work out a plan with them, whereby you still go to work, but you have a plan whereby they kind of feeling for you as well. So that way the children also not just have you, but they have the community as well. It could be your mom, it could be anybody that can really feel it. So that way they're kind of feeling it for the other person if you're raising your children alone.
Okay, so that's a good one because I believe that there'll be people watching who are just raising their children by themselves. Whether as a man raising children or as a woman or a lady raising a child by herself. So support system is very, very important as well. Also, it's important to make use of that relationship around you.
And if you need help, ask for help. Don't do it alone. It's so important. Yeah. So I think another key point that we want to mention, one of the tips as well, is your spouse should be your friend. I believe that's a key one because for us, I think that was it was so easy for us because we were always able to talk.
Yeah, we were friends first.
We were friends first.
Before we started courting or dating, whatever you call it, we were friends. And that make it easier because we're so comfortable to talk about everything
and anything.
And so when we started dating or courtship, it was easier to relate. We had a disagreement, but we have disagreement, and then we settle as friends. We'll do good friends, and we're still good friends, and that is what.
And that is key. Like that friendship, it takes you through the hills and the valleys. I'll call it. It takes you through the ups and the downs. When you're going through, you can still sit down and you can still talk about it, and you can still. So it's so important for you to be friends with each other. That way you can talk about everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to hide anything. You don't have to keep anything in the closet. You can just feel free to talk. That's a big thing.
You can be yourself.
Yeah, that's
with
the
other
word.
person.
You can be yourself.
You don't have to hide anything. You don't have to pretend you are not what you are, whatever it is. You're not trying to impress the other person. Okay?
Yeah. So. And then we talked about what are your expectations. So another tip is like tip number 6 is have realistic expectations. What are you bringing to the table? What's the other person bringing to the table? What are you expecting?
That's right.
We were talking about it earlier, and we're saying that when you want to get married, the other person is not going to make you whole.
No.
They're not going to complete you. God alone can complete you. They're not going to make you whole. So if you're not coming whole, then you're going into it's going to be an issue.
You're not ready.
Ready.
If you think the other person is going to complete you, you're not ready. You have to be whole before, and the other person is meant to complement you. Of course, they will enhance you. You will enhance them. The Bible says, "Can two work together except they be agreed?" So they will enhance you. You will enhance them, but not that they will complete you. That without them, you're not complete, and the other way around too. So it's there to complement you. So don't put like we were discussing earlier. Don't come into a relationship, a married relationship with unrealistic expectation, whereby you put pressure, because what that does is it puts unnecessary pressure on the other person and on you too, because you want the person to perform at a level maybe that they're not capable of. And that kind of put a strain on your relationship from the beginning. It's not something you want to do. So you want to talk about everything. Sit down, talk about your expectation. What does the other person want out of that relationship? You know what you are going into. The other person know what they are getting. Being a part of that marriage. So it's important to look at that. So that you don't put pressure on yourselves, unnecessary pressure.
Okay, so I think that's what we have for today, and we're going to continue next week. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's Dreams of the Heart TV. You can connect with me on oluolabode.com. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I would love to hear from you this week. Thank you so much. We had lots of comments and feedback, and I guess a lot of people enjoyed the video. And if there's any topic you would like us to talk about, you could put it in the comments as well. And have a great week ahead. We'll be back next week. Bye. Bye-bye.